Hi and welcome to this week's PV-Tech Newscast. Coming up, Jinko Solar protests force plant closure, TSMC come out of the shadows, and innovations unveiled at EU PVSEC. Jinko Solar has closed one of its China plants after several days of angry demonstrations by local residents following a leak of fluoride. According to reports, the plant had been warned of environmental non-compliance earlier this year, but after residents of Haining City in eastern Zhejiang province broke through gates, overturned cars and ransacked offices, local government officials ordered its closure. Jinko Solar said it expects to be back in production within days, while investigations of the fluoride leak take place. Jinko also noted that although production at the 1,100 megawatt cell production plant had halted, it would source cells in a tolling arrangement with other suppliers, preventing potential supply issues. Jinko Solar has since apologised to local residents and its employees for the incident. Stion will begin production of SiG's thin-film modules at its new Hattiesburg, Mississippi factory later this year. The fab, which is said to be the first thin-film solar factory in the southeastern US, will have an initial 100 megawatt capacity and will deliver more than 1,000 jobs and $500 million worth of investment over the next 6 years. Stian also announced that the DOE's National Renewable Energy Laboratory has verified 14.1% conversion efficiency for its monolithically integrated SiG-Z modules manufactured at its San Jose headquarters facility. Warren Major caught up with Stian's technology partner, TSMC, in Hamburg.
TSMC, the world's largest semiconductor foundry, came out of stealth mode by exhibiting for the first time here in Hamburg. PV-Tech News discovered that TSMC used the show to secure its first distributors of both its thin film and crystalline modules, as the company is now ramping its first 100 megawatt plant in Taiwan for SiG's panels. Module certifications are said to be in the works. PV-Tech believe TSMC is one of the new entrants to watch in the PV space.
A bellwether for solar installations, PV inverter manufacturer and market leader SMA Solar Technology has revised down its financial guidance for 2011, citing weaker than expected demand for the second half of the year, especially for solar rooftop installations. SMA cut €200 million from its forecast, down from a maximum of €1.9 billion to €1.7 billion. The lower range guidance of €1.5 billion in revenue remained in place. Often billed as quasi-mono ingot casting, whereby the lower-cost multicrystalline ingot process provides higher quality, mono-like characteristics without the associated higher production costs would seem to be getting closer to commercial acceptance. GT Advanced Technologies said it expects to begin taking orders for its new DSS-based monocast systems in October, with initial lead times for commercial deliveries of 3 months. GTAT has begun final production testing with Korea-based PV manufacturer Nexalon, using a beta version of its DSS monocast system. Several leading Asian wafer producers have been touting development work of a quasi-mono ingot this year, and should the technology gain wide adoption, it would result in higher cell efficiencies without the penalty of using higher-cost mono wafers. Whether its aim is to lower manufacturing costs or boost cell efficiencies, innovation is at the centre of the drive to lower the cost per watt and reach grid parity and beyond. Like previous years, attention was on new product introductions at this year's EU PVSEC. Though impossible to cover all the major new product introductions at the show, the theme in this review focuses on some of the new and unique aspects of equipment and materials unveiled for the first time. The special report focuses on crystalline silicon solar cell technologies that are driving ever higher cell efficiencies.
We have a very important and very large customer and very demanding customer, stating that in the last 5 years, it took exactly 5 years to improve 1% in the efficiency of his cell, and in less than 2 quarters, since adopted this technology, he achieved a 0.5% average efficiency. So this tells everything about how much is enabling. What is unique? There's many aspects that really introduce a breakthrough in this platform. First of all, the usage, we have a deep know-how about linear motor. Is a kind of core technology we have embedded also in our previous platform. Now we extended this technology with also planar motor. So the high precision, high accuracy and the very high speed of this kind of technology embedded in the modules enable something really unique.
One of the important things that has enabled us to get here with these new pastes for some of these new architectures is that Ferro started to work really quite early on with some of the solar institutes, some specific customers, some of the OEMs to develop really a pretty broad-based generation of new products for things like MWT, and enabled us to get there sort of on time in full so that the paste itself wouldn't be the gate for the new architecture. For MWT itself, sort of an integrated suite of products. On the front side, we have metallization scheme for contacting passivated emitters. For the through-hole end of it, a plug-hole material, very adherent to silicon, void-free, low shunt resistance, and it matches quite well with the front side metallization.
Actually, with our acquisition we did with Rothenrau, we have the heterojunction in our hand. This technology boosts the efficiency up, and it gives us also additional technologies in wafering and cell. So we have big opportunity here to grow the whole business, the overall wafer cell module line, adopting the heterojunction technology in the technology. Yeah, the heterojunction technology gives us, let's say, a low cost or a lower cost process by boosting the efficiency up with an additional potential above 20%.
You need to prepare the silicon wafer by etching, and you ideally want to do a selective doping directly beneath where the metallization is going to be. So what Trident is offering is an inkjet approach. It's a non-contact approach that enables you to put inline a single process step that jets and both an etchant and a dopant, both combined in one solution, onto the silicon wafer surface. Then you simply heat. The etchant penetrates through the top anti-reflective layer, and the dopant penetrates, the end dopant penetrates into the silicon emitter, and now you're ready to go to screen printing and to get the efficiency improvement associated with selective emitter.
The key differentiation is there's two things. One is the efficiency entitlement improvements that we can make to traditional solar cells, and the second piece relates to the ability to create a roadmap for higher efficiency cells that pushes the efficiency up and the cost per watt down of the module. So the first piece to that is, a standard P-type solar cell. The incumbent process is Pockle diffusion. So the advantages of ion implant over Pockle are basically we get a much more uniform implant. We get full activation of the dopant. This leads to no dead layer in the emitter, which leads to higher efficiencies. As part of the annealing process to repair the damage from ion implant, we introduce an oxide, and that also creates an improved passivation layer.
Octopus Investments has reaffirmed its commitment to the UK industry by launching 2 new solar-focused venture capital trusts after supporting over 30 megawatts of large-scale solar projects in the UK. The new funds are being aimed at companies developing medium-sized installations, in line with recently introduced changes to the UK feed-in tariffs that favour installations smaller than 50 kilowatts. Updates on the latest developments exclusive to the UK market can be viewed at PV-Sec's sister site, solarpowerportal.co.uk. And finally, solar technology got a starring role at last week's primetime Emmy Awards. A 49.5 kilowatt PV power system equipped with 225 SolarWorld polycrystalline silicon modules was employed at the event as a solar awning over the red carpet. SolarBoss, an electrical balance of systems provider, also donated solar combiner boxes for the occasion. Fox, the TV network broadcasting the Emmys, chose the PV system as part of its Green It, Mean It sustainability campaign. The solar modules will find permanent homes as a donation to Habitat for Humanity, which will have them installed on 10 to 20 houses in the greater Los Angeles area. Well, that's it for this week. Keep checking the website for regular news updates. Thanks for watching.